Alright, welcome to zkillboard. I'm Major Freak. So, recently I saw a Incursus loss that had 2 reppers in it, dual repping, and I'm like, the hell? So I wanted to know how common it was. I'm gonna go through a bunch of kill mails, and I'm going to ignore anything from nullsec, okay? So there's one. It's in Tama. So I'm not expecting this to be a common fit actually, and whether or not I'll track a bunch of people who tend to use it often and see if it is actually a proper fit that is in common. That's a high sec fit. Okay. Alright, so I prefer to look at high sec fits because the initial kill I saw was in high sec. And I'm going to ignore null sec basically because what the hell? I'm going to ignore that third one for him. Okay, there's one. Alright. So I'm curious as to curious as to see how what the hell? One sec. It's annoying when it's like not fit at all. What the hell? Okay, so it does seem to be like it's if you think about it, a Galente, like the Hyperion and the Myrmidon have bonuses to repping, and a lot of people actually. Whoops, did I just open that without thinking? Yeah, I did. That they use dual and sometimes triple reps. So it's, I guess it's not a stretch to have this as a dual. It just seems, a small frame. How could it possibly? But with capacitor boosters, it could definitely be a thing. And I'm wondering, is it a thing? Is dual rep Incursuses the way to go? Is it a meta? Is it a meta that's becoming something? Or is it an old meta that people are recycling? But it does, like, when I first started thinking about it, was like, well, that makes sense because, Myrmidon and Hyperion. So, and it seems that most of the fits that are showing it as proper fit, double reps, come from the choke point, null sec stuff. I mean, low sec stuff. Sorry, too many things going on at once. Can't think straight. Okay, so that is the first page. So I'll keep going. I'm patient. I mean, this is a question. Now, do the people who use, and this is the, of course, Wherefore I'm following, the man from Wherefore. So he's using him. Okay, Tana. And I assume that anything from him is tactically sound, based probably on him stealing a meta from, the other pirates, right? I don't consider him a theory crafter as much as get her done kind of person. Now, he usually goes in with plates, so the fact that he used an active tank was kind of surprising, because I'm just used to him being completely, hull tank or plate tank or whatever you have, right? but it does seem to be in use half the time, right? That I see these in high sec and low sec. Why somebody would put a plate and a repper is just beyond me. You know, it's just, is this a meta? Has this been a meta? How long has it been a meta? Is the meta sound? I haven't even judged the veracity of that claim yet. But it definitely seems to be the same time period, so I'm going to ignore that one. Assuming it would fit the same way, obviously. Oh. Might as well turn on some music. And hello. So this is only, you know, a past week, say. I mean, I could go far back and see, you know, like as far back as I can. I don't think I can go beyond 6 pages. Let's try it. Can I go beyond 10 pages? Oh, I can. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I'll go back as far as I can. And I'll look at all these pilots and see how far back they have used the dual fit, right? Now, if I don't see anything... Oh, there we go. Okay. So, I'm Mackie, of course, choke point, right? So, it's not... Like, at 2025th, it's still bloody recent, right? So, that's Goon Swarm. So, yeah, it could definitely be a meta of goons. And how long could have been a meta of goons, or did that goon pilot steal it from just somebody else in high sec or something, or maybe he's in a pirate corp and uses that. But yeah, I'm ruling nothing out. I just don't want to bother with null sec fits because I don't fly in null sec, and it takes it bubbles and stuff, taking it in entirely different tune to the battlefield. And looking at those fits, I would make the wrong conclusions about, you know, what the hell? The fuck? I mean, okay, you. Alright. I don't know what the hell. Whoa, okay, what the hell's going on with... Okay, I'm just gonna stop doing that. I have no idea why that's... Oh, I'm probably pressing it with my sleeve on the keyboard. Okay, so... dual and multi-spectrum... Multi-spectrum. Yeah, okay. Multi-spectrum. Now, why would you... It's interesting. You're just pretty much gimping yourself. Did he have... What? Okay. Goodbye. Okay, so multi-spectrum seems to be the well, this would be interesting. No, I like this idea, because if you're going with a capacitor booster, why don't you know, makes sense, right? Multi-spectrum. I like that Hardener. I do. It's very smart. Because if you've got, you know, if you're draining a capacitor, you're just going to go out. But hardeners take a lot of cap, though. But still, you're going to be in the fight for a very minimal time. So I like the multispectral. It's better than the damage thing, but the hardener is really brilliant, actually. Because you wouldn't think, why would you put a hardener in the low slot? I mean, for a frigate, right? It drains a lot of cap, but you've got a cap booster. Yeah, it actually could work. So I'm interested in the ancillary. Put an ancillary and that's a smart move too. So I'm wondering if I can put an ancillary, a normal one, hardener, and damage control. What are these? And yeah, it's kind of cool. Warp Scrambler. Now, are they using Afterburners or micro warp drives in any of these cases? They're all, the one uses micro warp. Is that person normally in nullsec? Just to eliminate the possibility that... Yeah, I'm getting the feeling they're in nullsec. So it's just because I want to eliminate all nullsec fits, because the getting out of a bubble is super important, and micro warp drives are super important in nullsec compared to afterburners. I prefer afterburners myself, just because you can't shut them off with a scrambler. And I think I saw a disruptor at some point in... I think that's a disruptor. Yeah, so we've got one disruptor, and we're gonna check. And I think the rest are... I swear the rest were scramblers. You know, just by eyeballing it all. Okay, so we've got scramblers. Now, the important thing is to eliminate all the fits that... Because a warp disruptor does cost a lot of cap, but is it useful? The wherefore I'm looking at does have the warp disruptor. Now, whether or not he switches it out a lot... let's go with, and they were using a neutron blaster. Okay. And explosive, nano. Okay. And let's go into wherefore losses and check out. Okay, were they using a different fit? So that's using that. This is using both disruptors, both the same. Okay. Did he switch it out at any point to check out? Like, is he experimenting? Because I normally see the Punishers, right? Tar. He's using a disruptor. Okay, so he is in the minority using a disruptor. I haven't critiqued the fits yet. This is just me. I'll be critiquing the fit for theory crafting at some point. Disruptor. Okay. Let's go as far back as possible. I think, can I go more? Yes, I can. Okay, so let's go all the way. Say page 100. Go for it. What? Am I getting an error here? There must be an error here. I'm doing something wrong. Oh, wait. $2019. Give me a sec here. Where 4 morphed from where 3 and where 2 and where 1. So I'm assuming that where 4 got created. I don't think he probably had universal risk strategies before he started. Yeah, totally, right? So it was probably where 3 at that point. I could probably check it, where 3. Where 3 closed. Last kill was November 8th, 2019. There you go. Okay. So that answers that question. Lost. Okay, then. You just... Weird. Phoenix Naval Systems have been attacking for a while. I've gone back this far, actually. Okay, so... There we go. So it's an old fit with... But he hasn't used dual. Okay. That looks like a shit fit anyways. Wait, that's an NU. My bad. I was like, wait, that color looks different. Whoops. Wrong way. Just need to look at it for a single Incursus. Just looking for an Incursus. Brain dead. NEO. He's been going with Megathrons and Tornadoes and Typhoons. Seeing him use Dominixes in large numbers might not be a thing. He's probably still got them. And of course his ZZ Bottoms is probably the same Punisher forever, right? And that is he likes disruptors, apparently. It must be a personal thing. I'm sure he loves catching people. You know, you land on grid after being... You won't... he does a lot of combat probing. Using neutral alts. And he'll warp the Punisher on top of that person. And having a long point rather than a scram. It's probably... de rigueur. Did I say that right? Whatever. A la freaking cart for him, right? Alright, so... Come on. Just find one. Just find one. Come on. Alright. Not seeing it. Yeah, Hyperions. Lol. He won't field mass Hyperions. I'll bet it... Yeah, double. And long point or scram. Okay, scram. Well, it's probably when he's got it pointed and held down by frigate. Land those on top. But yeah, I wasn't surprised to see double rep for Hyperion. It's pretty common. Okay. Ishkur, damn it. Incursus. Okay, he did not have the double reps in the past, so he's definitely stolen it from somebody else. So we're going to ignore his stuff. We're going to go... I love that Hardener. God damn, I love it. I like this too. I wonder why he was not using... So how many using... Okay, so those two people... And same corp. So probably Yeah, so that's the same corp. So I'll keep those. Probably eliminate one of them. Yeah, okay. That's an easy elimination there. How about you? Oh, whoops. What a mess, huh? The hell is this, anyways? Oh, Tam, of course. Lol. Yeah, whatever. I'll just keep the fit. I was looking at the wrong guide, but yeah, whatever. Oh, same person. Hopefully that's got a better track record. It seems it really is a meta for these guys, for sure. As of recently, obviously. They might have stolen it. You know, metas. Okay, so... That's much better, so we'll keep you. Okay, so we narrow the list down a little bit more. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I improperly I'm deleting that one, especially Goon. I'm not interested in null sec blobs. Okay, so narrowed it down to 5 and 2 hardeners. No, the mess, of course, at the gate. Alright, that didn't help. So I'm just looking for similar ships, but no. Alright, so that one and that one. Took two. I'm just going to place them next to each other. Alright, so both doing Tech 2s. You're using light neutrons, and I'm assuming light neutron as well. Small, Tech 1 compact, and compact as well. Compact. And okay, scoped. Compact. Okay. Alright, what size boosters are you guys using? Use 400 and 400. Okay. Boosters used 400. Boosters used 400, and boosters used 400. So everybody's pretty standardized with the booster size. Null, void, Caldari, null, void, null, void, blah, blah, blah. Federation, get out. Just void, and just void, Hornets, silly hobgoblins, hobgoblin ones, used all their, I mean, assuming hobgoblins, and used all their hobgoblins. Okay, so, alright. Null void. I'm going with this guy. I would like to put an ancillary, but I'll bet you can't fit it. Now then, since I've narrowed this guy down, let's go on. It's got a lot of solos and a boon. Where's a boon? Okay, I have no idea where a boon is, but yay. Okay, so top characters. No, not on there. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Favorite Navy, Federation Navy Comet. Losses. And how old are you? How far back can I go? Okay, so you started getting active. Then did you? Okay, so he's gone there. And you see his progression, right? When did he make the switch, right? When did he go from being a shit fit plate and yeah? Okay, so he has tried, but he's got, yeah, I know, right? So we're getting closer. Yeah, sorry, it's just, if you've got plate, go plate. Don't try to get cute. You know, passive or active, passive or active. Keep it, you know, your ship's only a limited amount. You want to be able to do the roll, not dick around. Alright, so he's probably, yeah, there, see? Alright. He likes his active tank, he just wanted something. Alright, probably because it had the power to do it, I'm assuming. You know, you're good in one ship, and then you think, oh, I got more power, let's play around with it. Okay. So he hadn't quite, and he's obviously not going to be able to do with that what he's doing with the Incursus. Plays a lot with the Vexor. Still, and what is it, 20, so summer of last year, he's still going with that. Now, if he just recently started doing it, I'm going to suspect that it's a meta. Because otherwise I would have heard about it, right? He might have come up with it himself, but I'm going to go with the assumption that it's suddenly become a meta for people. Which is surprising because one assumes there are really good theory crafters out there. I am certainly not the first by any stretch of the imagination. I don't even pretend to be. But there we go. So summer. Well, let's see if he switches completely to it. No. Now, what did he have here? Ion. Okay. And did he have... Okay. Alright. He had the Ion. Probably tried and he was like, nope, right? It just wasn't working for him. And then he was like, hey, wait a minute, why don't I try, you know? But most of his kills have been in that police thing. A web, huh? But no. Lol. That wouldn't have worked. Alright, yeah, I only have one anyways, so whatever. He is trying. I mean, it looks like a... So that's the most recent thing. And has he gone with it again? I guess so. So he tried the Hardener. Didn't like it. I think the Hardener is a great idea, actually. You know, I recently discovered that it's... Yeah, see? It's not as much focusing on... Because I'm a fob basher, and when I have Hardeners, it goes thermal EM, because the rats are shooting that exclusively. So I don't really think of it as what it really is. I just think, oh, it's just tuning it to the damage that's coming out. So if it's coming out, okay, then I just assume that, oh, okay, then maybe 50-50 means it's 50% EM, 50 thermal, and I go with that, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I look at the attributes of the rats, and I'm like, oh, that's a bit weird. It must be a combination of blah, blah, blah. And I try to figure out the math from there. But I've recently started looking into it, and EV University implies that it fills resist holes. So if you're getting shot at in your resist hole, the Hardener will compensate even more for plugging that one. It'll like put way more than, like, say you got 50-50 EM thermal and you have a thermal hole, it will put more into it if your thermal hole, if you have a thermal weakness. So yeah, it's kind of, once you get that concept, it's like, oh, that's really interesting. So it's not so much focusing on what, like if it's got lots of EM damage, you're thinking, oh, the Hardener is going to focus on EM, but I've got a thermal hole. I don't really need the EM, so I'm like, why would I use a Hardener? But the Hardener is great because it'll fill your hole, and yeah, I mean, I'm starting to see the downsides of it. If it's trying to fill a hole, but most of the damage is EM, what's the, you know, I mean, it becomes more complex than just thinking, oh, it's just going to focus on DPS percentages and put the percentage of its 60% in the highest damage. No, it'll focus on your hole first and improve that. But whether or not it takes into account that, say, your hole might be a weakness, but there's way more damage going elsewhere, right? So it's like, how does it decide? I couldn't really tell from the EV University, but it sure made the concept of Hardener a lot more complex than just, oh, okay, it's just matching the DPS, you know, proportion of the DPS. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's fascinating to use in a smaller, I just didn't think about it because, you know, I mean, if you use Capacitor and you've got a frigate Capacitor booster, cap booster, you're just going to run out really quick, and you're not going to last very long, but most fights don't, right? So it's a smart idea, actually. I like it. Yeah, the Hardener? Hell yeah. Yeah, he's, yeah. Yeah, no. So he's definitely going for it. He's like trying it back and forth, not really sure if it works or not, which definitely seems to me that he's theory crafting himself. Like, he got the idea, he thought about it and went for it and liked it, and he keeps flip-flopping. Whereas if it was a meta that he was stealing, he would just have gotten it early on and not really progressed towards something, you know? I'm just assuming that. I'd like to ask him if he is stole the fit and then adapted it, because it, flip flop back and forth between, people telling him to use this thing and people telling him to do that thing, and see how it works for him. Top ships, yeah. Algos, Incursus. Let's take a look at him. 2009. Pretty old character. So I'm assuming he's theorycraft himself. It's got all the hallmarks of theory crafting. Whether or not at the date he started adopting this, was it a meta? Did it become a meta in September? Gateway. Was it during the gateway? Did the meta happen? That's what I'm assuming. But it's a great fit, and I'll give him credit for it. I'm definitely going to steal it. Eliminate everybody else and focus on that. And just take a look at the fit now. Just theorycraft it myself. See if there's room to improve anything, right? And he's using smart ammo. I mean, I'm assuming he's used all his... I'm assuming he's a good player from what I look at. So I'll end this video and look at the fit in game and theorycraft it. So it's interesting.